Good evening. I want to start by saying I heard rumors that Makebi Zulu has been arrested. Those rumors are not yet confirmed. But what I want to emphasize tonight is that every arrest targeted to PF is an added judgment to UPND. When you look at this book, it was an open letter that are entitled Shocking Truth, Open Letter to President Hakainde Hichilema, Patriotic Front Restoration, Volume 6. I said there's requirements, there's grace covenant, there's faith and law in the restoration of PF. This opportunity was given to Hakainde Hichilema to restore the PF, not arresting PF potential presidential candidates. One of the person that I was forgetting the name is Bowman Lusambo, Budonza. His arrest purely is someone who has given a threat to the government. The same applies with the arrest of Mundubile. The same applies with the arrest of every leader, even the Nakachinda. So I want to say that the arrest of BM, who is this one? GBM is the same fear. Hakainde Hichilema does not need anyone to replace him. Instead of Hakainde Hichilema to do what? To listen to God's demand. I gave the secret of the restoration of PF in this book. When I wrote this book to him, listen to this. I want to explain what it means, the restoration of PF. And I want to explain, before I go to explain there, I will also explain to say the protection of the ministry. Some people might think that when I refer to the ministry, I'm referring to a church gathering. I'm referring to the gift of prophecy. This gift of prophecy reveals the future, warns us of things that are not yet reported anywhere in the world. They speak of things that have never been heard. And when they come to pass, then that's when you say it's a prophecy fulfilled. I never accepted to be called prophet. I never introduced myself as a prophet until now, when the 7th president, Hakainde Hichilema, became president and he agreed to look up to the Vatican for guidance on national matters. Then I said, indeed, I am a prophet, because whatever I wrote, it has come to pass. I know those that hate the truth, or rather that hate someone who speaks the truth, they don't want, they are fuming. They would rather call me a false prophet. You can call me whatsoever you want to call me. When you say I'm a false prophet, you say no, whatever you said, you list what I said. And if that what I said did not occur according to what I said, then I agree that I'm a false prophet. When I had a dream of Michael Sata having a wound on the chest, and that when it was rumored that Michael Sata was shot in State House, before that rumor came, I had a dream at night, and I went to State House with a letter. And from there, I called Amos Chanda. Is it George Chela? I asked George Chela to say, can you tell me, is the president safe? Then he said, no, the president has been reading, he was actually attending an interview with a magazine, Times magazine. I said, when and where is that interview? They gave me a fake stories. Then I said, I'll write on my chest, on my t-shirt, that I'm a false prophet, says Michael Sata. Today, if Hakainde Chilema can come out in open and say that I'm a false prophet, I'll put on a t-shirt and say I'm a false prophet. And I'll see how far Hakainde Chilema will go, challenging God's revelation. I want to see how far he will go. Those that challenge my God, they have their day of reckoning. I might have sounded yesterday to be a bit bitter because I'm human. I feel the pain. I want to tell you to say, for the first time since I've been a refugee, I've gone to Home Affairs for 7 times, leaving home without food, but not successfully getting my refugee status renewed, because I've been criticizing the United Nations High Commission for Refugees for corruption regarding their promises of resettlement, which never come forth unless someone pays money. Today, I want to say that my farm is destroyed by animals every now and then. In the past 3 weeks, 2 times, and the last time they entered, I thought these stems that are remaining standing, when we add a bit of manure there and there, they'll do what? They'll start afresh. Alas, they are drying up like anything. I have no vegetables. Whilst I'm still crying with the garden, people come to steal 3 boys that I saw and chased with the car, but I could not hold them because they entered in the nearby bushes. During the daytime, neighbors close the doors. They watch them chasing the chickens, holding them. I've lost almost all my chickens. I think I've lost about 15 chickens that I cannot see where they are. The garden is attacked. My home, people have been sent to attack me. Why is it that they're attacking me? It is because of what I'm speaking. It is because of the ministry. Why is it that I'm failing to find the safety in the country of Islam? It's because they know that the truth in which I speak, it haunts them. Now I'm saying to President Hakainde Chilema, when I wrote these 12 volumes of books, this is the 6th one, but 12 with different subjects matter. I started by asking you to say, if you can give me the freedom to worship, the freedom to speak what God has revealed, and if you can protect the ministry, meaning protecting what God reveals, then I can come home. I know that home is safe. Unfortunately, I find people who are sent by your office masquerading either as Facebook friends, either as YouTube fans, but the end result is that I'm receiving too much of hacking. Let me not spend time into this, but let me go to the actual proof, which I want to prove that the restoration of PF, it is sure. You want it or not, PF shall be restored. This is proved in this very book, volume 6. I actually wrote open letter to President Hakainde Chilema, submission number 3, restoration, PF Sata. His Excellency the President of Zambia, Hakainde Chilema, in a letter that I wrote to you in January 2023, I raised the issue of God's restoration, PF Sata, Julius Malema, is simply, in my understanding, a person willing to take up Sata's policy in protecting the national natural resources that are in turn to provide shelter, self-employment, and food for the people. I'm actually reading on page 70. I actually said the restoration of PF is simply the policy of the PF. What is the policy of the PF? The ownership of natural resources. So when I'm talking about restoration of PF, no matter how much you can fight and arrest everyone in PF, fighting the name PF, you never fight and win the agenda for ownership of natural resources. If Brian Munduvile can make that agreement with God, even if he can be jailed, you never stop him. It's a friendly warning to you, Hakainde Chilema. Everything that goes round, it will come round. The issue of arresting started with Chiluba. When I warned Chiluba, Chiluba could not take the warning. He actually made sure that Mazoka is dead. What follows is no more Chiluba, is dead also. Chiluba blocked Michael Sata from becoming president. What happened? In the meeting that he was planning to block Michael Sata to become president, he was poisoned. The information that I received was even the bodyguard to Chiluba died the same night. So, my humble plea to Hakainde Chilema is that there is nothing that will go round that shall not come back round to you. What did I say? Yes, President Sata called for the restoration of national sovereignty, sustainable development in his speech while attending the Rio 20 World Conference on Climate Change and Sustainable Development. He says, sustainable development here on June 21, 2012, President Michael Sata said technology transfer is critical for the sustainable development of natural resources in African countries, including Zambia. President Sata says Zambia's unemployment problem is a direct result of the poor management of the country's natural resources. Mr. Sata, who is attending the Rio 20 World Conference on Climate Change and Sustainable Development here, also said Africa will never develop on handouts, but on technology transfer from developed and some developing countries. Mr. Sata said, it is sad that a country like Zambia, which endured with natural resources, including minerals, water bodies and wildlife, is still suffering from acute unemployment. Zambia has only 13 million people by then, which is the population of some of the cities in the world. But out of those 13 million, it is most unfortunate that a lot of people are unemployed, and God will never forgive us for that. That is what Michael Sata said. God will never forgive you, Hakainde Chilema, to subject citizens suffering whilst natural resources are being enjoyed by America, Britain, France, leaving us in poverty. The same applies to all countries in Africa. So he continues, you can keep your money, just give us the technology, because that is what we need to sustain ourselves. No country has ever developed by begging. That is not sustainable. Africa has been begging for a long time, and it is time to make a real difference through technology transfer. President Sata criticized donor funding dependence. You can find this news at www.lusakatimes.com, June 21, 2012. The secret that led to the death of Michael Sata was the protection, the restoration of the ownership of natural resources. Let's forget about the PF Nagajinda, PF Luvinda, PF Bulldozer. I want to say that the PF I'm talking about is the policy of the restoration to the government ownership of our natural resources. To those who criticized Kenneth Kaunda that time, I told them to say they don't know. It was because of sanctions from America that we could not find maize meal in our shops. We could not find even drinks in our shelves. We could not even have a taste of condensed milk because of sanctions. They were creating Kaunda as a monster, creating Kaunda as a dictator. You know this name dictator, it is always given to anyone who defends our natural resources. But anyone who is going to give ownership of our natural resources to America or to any other donor country is called a democratic leader. Is even ranked, is even praised. The newspapers all around the world, they'll talk about that person as a good president. Even when he's killing the citizens, it will never be reported as him killing. Like the other minister today who's defending the arrest of Munduvire, that the government is not involved. It's not even aware. It's the work of the police. Which police that can detain a person for hours when they have a criminal record? Trying to find, to analyze, to bring accusation against Munduvile, then you say no, it's the president is not involved. Who was behind gassing? If the UPND was not gassing people to discredit Lungu, I want to say that the reason why Sata was killed is because Sata called for ownership of our national resources. And the reason why Hakainde is used against the PF members who know the secret of Michael Sata is because those that are funding Hakainde Chilema, the Vatican, America, Britain, they know that as Africans, we are not owning any land. This land is theirs. That's why when you buy a title deed, they tell you that this title deed only belongs to you for only 100 years. After 100 years, it doesn't belong to you. In Africa, we don't own land. We are on a borrowed land. The owners of the land, they are the West. They made us to sign like that. Today, America is calling all other countries to fight Iran, a small country, which he thought he could wipe it within hours. But now, it has become difficult because there's a hand of God there. I want to appeal to everyone listening to me to say, share these videos. Call for a United States of Africa in ownership of our natural resources. That's the only way the restoration of PF can be sustained. Like Iran, that has nuclear bombs from all angles of the country. They bomb this one, the missiles are coming out from the other direction. They bomb here, the missiles are flying all over. So now, I want to say the oppositions, those that are faced with arrest, come together. Put all the aspirant presidents, Munduvile, Kasonde Mwenda, Kawaije, is it Binwell, Luvinda, Makebi Zulu, put them on the queue. They arrest this one stands up. They arrest this one stands up. They arrest this one stands up until 13th August. Even if they arrest on someone on the 12th August, someone must be there standing on that ticket. If it means on the day of registering the parties, you must put 10 presidents, pay all of you at once to say that as long as they can arrest the 9 president before they will still have a president that is going to remove Hakainde Chilema. Why Hakainde Chilema wants to work for the West? I don't hate him, but I hate the idea that he knows too much about these people. I've talked too much about it. God has been giving me visions and dreams about Africa being enslaved because of dependence of donor countries. When you look at what Michael Sata died for, it is this what I've just read. Michael Sata says, we don't need your aid. Go away with your aid. Just give us the technology to process our natural resources. We are okay. We don't want your money. That's the reason why they killed him. The reason why Lungu was killed, the reason why Lungu's administration and the family was killed is simple. Let me tell you one thing. When you are funded by donor countries, they give you something to support you to win an election. They'll use the same money that they have given you daylight. They'll turn it in your bank account. They'll say it's a fraud. You don't own so much. How did you manage to build this house? How did you manage to buy a Lamborghini? How did you manage to do this? because they know that they gave you money. And they know that your salary could not do what you have done because they gave you money in secret. So Lungu's family is all accused of stealing. It's not UPND that is accusing the Lungu family. It's the European Union that funded Hakainde Chilema to fight corruption. You cannot receive money to fight corruption without you reporting back, without you arresting people. Zambia never signed cyber law. Hakainde, when he was in opposition, he was campaigning against the cyber laws. But when he became president, he actually made them to be so strong. And now, any statement that anyone says, cyber law follows. Who is arresting? It's America. America doesn't want anyone who speaks against ownership of natural resources by America. So now, I want to tell you this. How many people in our opposition leaders who are willing to die like Julius Malema? How many are they? How many opposition leaders who are willing to lead the country, to sacrifice for the country like Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré? Some of the people that I see vying for president is just because they want money. My appeal is that restoration of PF can only be done by a person who receives guidelines from God's ministry, who receives the law of God, who receives anointing, because this journey that we are entering is a political hazard. America takes pride of killing people in Iran, where a president is actually saying, we destroyed the first leadership. They chose another one. We destroyed them. Again, they chose another one. We destroyed them. Huh? For what? Because you want to control oil? So, Hakainde Chilema, you are a right hand of America. Come out of your hiding. You have sold our country to the highest bidder. Don't hide in the name democracy. It's not democracy that is killing people and arresting people. People have no freedom of speech, no freedom of worship. Freemason, you have put it publicly. It exposed who are you. I want to say that you know too well the secret why Sata was killed is because he claimed ownership of natural resources. Sata's bullet came after he took back Zamtel. He says, no. How can Chiluba privatize Zamtel? Because our secrets are being held by our foreign colonial masters. They know what we speak because they own these facilities. Immediately when he did that, as he was advancing, it was only maybe 3 months. Otherwise, he rejected the call for prayer that I called to say, Sata, you have a vision for 90 days to change Zambia. Therefore, let's have a 90 days prayer meeting so that each and every day God can sustain you in State House, because I saw you with a wound on the chest, a wound on the head, and a wound on the shoulder, and I saw you lying on the veranda for State House. If they fail to rig elections, you happen to win, they'll kill you. I said that, and Sata was killed. May his soul rest in eternal peace. It is my prayer that you in the opposition that are hearing me now, don't think that this death that has killed all these presidents that wanted to review in the support of this ministry. Once they hear you, because what is happening is this: when you're a president, the people that surrounds you, the people that you trust, the people that tell you not to listen to Prophet Masuka, is suffering from mental illness. Don't listen to him. They are the people that sell you. Once you hear your advisor telling you not to listen to me, know that your death comes through that person who is selling that, because he's paid to block this information of restoration, of ownership of natural resources. That is the secret of PF. FDD can be the vehicle to PF. EFF, Kasondemwenda, can be the vehicle to restoration of PF. Don't worry about the members in the PF, but you should worry of one who is going to accept to die for Zambia by claiming for ownership of our natural resources. I've given you the secret. Stop arresting people for nothing. Stop arresting those that wants to stand. Are you going to die as a president? It's only another term of 5 years if God would have mercy on you. But are you going also to survive the arrest? Edgar Lungu died in exile because of your ruthless attack on him. You are going also to follow me in exile, and you are going to die in exile. If God would permit you to continue tearing the nation into pieces, it's my prayer that before you finish everyone in Zambia, you must be finished yourself. The two graves, one in South Africa, one in Zambia, they are for you to occupy one, because you are refusing to listen to God's message. I declare this: the one that sent me, the Lord Jesus Christ, that have been appearing to me in visions and dreams, you occupy one grave. If you don't claim ownership of our natural resources, you are claiming people as lawbreakers of your cyber law. Instead of you declaring ownership of natural resources, declaring to be under Ibrahim Traoré. Don't cross God's line of mess. These 6 presidents, they crossed God's line of mess because they refused prayer and anointment. God bless you. Amen.